Alright, here it is. I just wanted to make a real quick video about my Kobalt 24 volt tool collection. I've been using these 24 volt tools since about 2016, and there's some ups, some downs. Everything here that I've used has been worth the money that I paid for it. A lot of the stuff I've used very hard in my business, in a repair shop, everyday use. Some of the stuff I have killed. I've had some battery issues, things that you would expect. For someone who may not have the money for Milwaukee or Snap-on or some of the higher brands, I highly suggest looking into the Kobalt 24 volt series. Obviously, it's exclusively at Lowe's. You could go and find stuff on sale and build your collection. This is most of what I have. I did lose one 3/8 impact at the junkyard, so that and the battery's gone, and I have the fan, which is at home. But basically, what we have here is the leaf blower. Not super powerful, but it does enough that I can, clear my driveway in the mornings, and if I have to blow off, like if I blow off my flatbed or something, it does the job. I don't expect it to do, have the power of one of the big gas-powered ones. But so chargers, we got the big fan charger, one, two, three, four, five, six, and six smaller chargers. I believe that is all my chargers. Yeah, I don't think I have anywhere else. But what I have here is the small angle impact. All right, and then I also have the angle drill. I guess I shouldn't have called the small. It's pretty big, but it's a 3/8 hammer. All right, I got the die grinder and the angle ratchet, which is also a 3/8. Now, I think I was in Lowe's a couple of weeks ago and seen a smaller version of this, which I might go back and get it. I have two hex drivers. Both of these currently right now have hex bits stuck on them. I did WD-40 the release mechanisms, and it's going to be a fight to get those out. If anyone has any hints or tips as to why these are getting stuck in there and the best way to get them out, definitely let me know down in the comments. I have the angle grinder, which obviously doesn't have the shield on it. So the angle grinder I'll get back to, because it is suspected that the angle grinder is the killer of a lot of batteries. So I haven't determined this to be true yet, but I do have some brand new batteries that I haven't used on any tools, and I will mark one and use it just on the angle grinder, and we can see how that battery life works out. So I have the small handsaw. As you can see, this is fairly new. I haven't even used this yet. This is my old drill. This is like one of the original tools I brought. It still works. The chuck is messed up on it, so I'm going to see if I can get a replacement chuck. So, that would be a good backup drill. As you can see, the date on this was 8 of 2016. That was the build date. This is the drill I currently use. It's one of the XTR series. And yeah, it does good. The chuck still works. It does wobble a little bit. I might look into also replacing that one, but this is my current drill. This saw I brought, it was on sale. Obviously, again, it's brand new. I've never even used it as of yet. Alright, so we got the small impact, which is a 1/2 inch. I use this mainly on stuff like if I'm working on one of my 6.5 diesels and I gotta take those intake manifold bolts out, they're 15 millimeters. This is the gun that I use. Stuff that needs a little bit more power than one of the 3/8, but it's not as heavy as, using one of the big guns. This comes in handy. I don't use it all too often, but it comes in handy. This is my 3/8 impact. This boy right here gets the most use out of anything. So this is one of my favorite tools out of all my tools. I take this with me everywhere I go. I keep it in my van. If I go to the junkyard, this is what I'm using. Now, this was one of my original 3/8 impacts here. It has a build date of February 2016. But, this one has that brake error where when you go to use it and you let go and it stops, the light will start blinking. So I'll dig deeper into this and try to figure out what's a good fix for this brake issue. This gun still does work, but when it does trip the flashing light in the front, the only way to use it again is to remove the battery and stick it back in. And then I also notice, like, depending on what angle I'm using and which battery I'm using, sometimes it'll just it'll keep working normal, and then sometimes it'll trip it every time you release the trigger. So I mean, it's something small. It's definitely something fixable. Like I said, I'm not sure if this was my original one, which I think it was, because I had the one that I lost at the junkyard was to replace this one because it was having the brake issue. So I believe this is one of my original tools, whereas this was my original half-inch gun I used in my roadside assistance business. It has a build date of 1/17, and like I said, I use this every day when I had my repair shop in the shop. As you can see, it's beat up. It has some use. I forget what the issue with this one is. It does still work, but it does something funny. I think maybe the trigger was acting funny. Again, something when I have some time, I'll dig into doing the repair on these two. This is what I replaced it with. This is the XTR version. I brought it in the kit with the saw and I think the drill, something else. But yeah, it's been good so far. I'm not sure what the build date on this one is. All right, so this is from 2/22, and I think I brought this in 22. So it's been good. It hasn't let me down. When I originally got this one, I kind of felt like the old one had more power, had more kick to it. I'm not sure, and it's hard for me to do a side-by-side comparison of the two, but neither one of these have let me down. I've changed my big truck tires with these. I used to have a 6500 Chevy flatbed, and it took a little fighting, but it did remove the lug nuts and put them back on. And like I said, most cars I've been able to change lug nuts with these. There's always going to be something that's way too tight and needs a breaker bar, but like I said, for the money and for what I expected from them, they do everything they need to do. So we got the two Sawzalls here. This one, I believe the motor is burnt out. We were trimming some tree branches with it one day, and it just started going real slow. So that's when I did upgrade to the XTR version of the Sawzall. I've had that for a couple of years. It's been good. The circular saw came in the kit. I've never used it. I know it's dirty as hell. It's been sitting in my garage in the back, and I'll clean it up. And I do have a couple of things I do need a circular saw for, so eventually I'll get some use out of it. But as of right now, that's been sitting for a few years. I've never used. This has come in handy. It's a heat gun, and especially when I'm doing, electrical work on one of the trucks and I got to do heat shrink and stuff like that. Um, Build date of 1 of 21. It works. It just kills the battery really fast. I mean, I could have, a 4 amp hour battery on here, and, at full blast, I'm not going to get a full 5 minutes of going. It kills the batteries really, really fast. It would have been nice if this one had a plug in. Maybe you could plug it in the wall, because I have the fan, which I said I left at home, which is nice because it has a feature where I could plug it into the wall. So that is the heat gun. And then I have, some various flashlights. This one's my favorite. The head articulates. This is my good everyday flashlight. I leave it in the van. It's LED powered. Like I said, I use it in my van. I use it just about everything it's good for. Like when I'm trying to look into cars, and I leave it laid down on the windshield. These are the original flashlights I have. Some of them, the screens are really messed up, and they work. Not the best. Some of them need to be cleaned up a little bit, but I have 3 of them here. And then this is the last piece, which is the lantern light. So it's a 360 LED, has 2 brightnesses, and then you could turn off the back so that it's not blinding you in the face when you're using it. Very bright. I use this like on the side of the roads. If I'm doing someone's tire change, I just set it down and it'll light up the whole area. So this is pretty much all the tools. I do plan on getting a few more things when I have some extra money. The battery chargers, I didn't need that many battery chargers, but some of them came with kits that I brought. And I recently brought 2 new sets of 4 amp hour batteries, and they were on sale. One set I got buy the kit, get a tool free. That's where I think I got the saw. So that came with a battery charger. And then this set I recently brought came with this battery charger also. It was just mislabeled in the store. So I know that was a set that was $150. They had it on a rack and it was labeled $79. So I went ahead and just brought it. I had them price match it, obviously, and I brought it. So these batteries are the batteries I'm currently using. Some of these are the originals. So yeah, that's an 8 of 2016. This one's 8 of 2016, 3 of 2018, 2 of 2017. All right, I'll put them in order. And then 11 of 2019. So some of these are, 6-7 years old, and they still work. These are 2019 and 2021. So these obviously are all the new batteries, 23, 23, 23, and 23. So those are my newest batteries. So I have 2 of these, which came with the XTR stuff. So that was the big 1/2-inch impact, the Sawzall, the saw, and the drill. These batteries were complete junk. They were dead within a year. Again, I don't remember what exactly killed it. This has a build date of 1 of 21. So as you see, one light lights up. I tried all the methods of jumping it with another battery and some other stuff. I pulled some of them apart, and I tested them out. Some have dead cells. for me, I watched the videos on, replacing cells and fixing them. It just wasn't worth the effort for me to go ahead and play with what's inside of them. I just brought new batteries. Like this one, I went and I tested each cell, and there was like, 2 or 3 cells that were dead. And yeah, I could take these apart and, build one battery out of them, but it just wasn't worth it in the long run. And then this one's completely dead. That's one of my old 4 amp hour batteries, build of 1 of 17 and 2 of 16. That one was completely dead. And like I said, all these I've tested. I've opened them up, and some of them had, again, bad cells, whatever. This one, 4 of 21. This one has the blinky, whatever. If I put a voltmeter on the volts, it actually shows like 20 volts. But when I put it in the gun, it doesn't work. Again, I'm not digging into anything. And then this one, no matter what, it just stays. I think this one might sometimes go up to 2 bars, but it would never go up to 4 bars and fully charge. The newer ones, I'm doing a better job at keeping my receipts, and if I have problems, I'll go into the store and get them swapped out. These do have, I believe, maybe a 3-year warranty. I have to go back and double check and figure out what the actual warranty is on them. And again, like these XTRs, I've heard a lot of people talk real bad about them. They've been known not to last or have issues, and I should have did a better job of getting these replaced when I originally brought them. They're supposed to have a better output than the regular 4 amp hour batteries, but who knows? I slacked on it, but this is what I have for batteries so far, and I'll probably pick up 2 or 3 more sets. I did look at, I believe it was either 6 or 8 amp of the old style battery they had on clearance, or maybe it might have been an XTR battery, but they did have one on clearance. It was huge. It was $99, and if I did buy it, it would be to stay in the truck with the big gun, try to get the most power. This is what I'm gonna need the most power out of, or every once in a while I might throw it on the leaf blower. But if I had to start over all again, knowing what I know about these, and knowing the money that I could spend on Milwaukee or whatever, I would definitely do the Kobalt 24 volt series again. Like I said, it's things happen. Nothing here is gonna last forever. Some stuff I expect to kill, like the Sawzall. I know we were misusing it. It died, whatever. Stupid things like these. It's maintenance. I could get that fixed. Obviously, the drill, the chucks can be replaced. The brake with that, everything on this table, I can probably fix if I took the time. The screen messed up. That was me welding, using the light welding and getting stuff on the screen. So, for the most part, everything here has done what I expected to. It's done its job. I've got plenty of use out of a lot of it. The only thing that I would say I was disappointed was with those XTR style batteries. So from now on, I've just been buying the old style batteries. They've been proven. They've lasted, and a lot of these older ones are at what should be the end of life, and it's time for them to be replaced. So as I start going on, I'll get more newer ones and phase these out if they ever die. They're still working perfectly fine, so that is what it is. But I just want to give a real quick rundown of what I have and give, the thumbs up to the Kobalt 24 volt line. Thanks for watching.